Okay, hello everybody, we are live. It is 3:17 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday, December 3rd, already December 3rd. Well, already, but it's not going too fast. I wish we were in Christmas, in the Christmas period right now. So thank you for joining this live. This one is open to the public, so we might be getting new people around here. So I do this to make the channel, to let the channel be known a little bit more. So let me just check things out on my end. So we are going to do a review of Tesla stock from the weekly chart. So we are going to review all of our stocks that we are looking at, indices, VIX, blah, 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 from the weekly chart perspective. This gives us a broader view of where the patterns are, because on this channel we are looking at the, at the tug of war between the buyers and sellers. Tug of war between the buyers and sellers. Instead of trying to predict where the Tesla stock is going to be at a certain date. Well, I think Tesla is going to be at $300 in 4 months. Okay, well, this is just a plain guess. That's just a guess. And you see the track record of analysts. It's not that high. It's not that high. Yes, Tesla is a great company, and yes, Tesla stock is going to be higher eventually. But what counts is right now. Long term, we're all dead. So what counts is, medium to short term. Where is the stock going? Who could have predicted? Who did predict that Tesla stock from November 2021 would drop? Until January 23. Would go from $400 to $100. Who thought about that? Who knew that? Who could predict that? Nobody could predict it. But we saw it happen. We saw Tesla start to make lower highs. This was a high right here at $400, and then it made a lower high, and then it made a lower high, and it takes 2 points to give us a line. So we had the line right here after it started to go down on January 2022. We had the line right there, and if you extend that line, that line is still in effect today. It's still influencing. It is still influencing the stock today. It is still influencing, because if we look at that line, look at this, boom. It prevented the stock to go higher on July 18th. And then we started to have some other lines right here. This is another line. This is a resistance line that is making the stock go lower even faster than the line I'm showing you here. So we have another one right here, lower and faster. And boom, boom, boom. We have 4 touches in a row. So, how come I can draw a line across the tops that Tesla stock is doing, and my line matches all those tops? Is this because I'm doing some magic? Am I changing the stock price over time? No, I'm not changing everything. I'm not changing anything. It's just that there are patterns in the stock market, and what we do on this channel is that we try to uncover these patterns, and these patterns give us maybe, well, I was going to say an unfair advantage. I'm not sure it's unfair, because everybody has access to these stock charts. They are pretty much free, and you just need to look and know where to look and know how to identify those patterns. And once we know where the patterns are, then we can use that to our advantage and make our buying decisions. That's it. It's not more complicated. It's as easy as that. As easy as that. And these are the buy signals that we have identified in the past. You can watch the videos at those dates if you don't believe me. So yeah, buy signal, boom, here we had a move up. Another buy signal, we had another move up. Third buy signal, this one was a more shallow move up, but still it was a move up. And also recently, a very small move up, but it's still a move up. So it's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Each time we are reaching, each time you are buying, it might be a good idea to sell at resistance. If you sell at resistance, it's pretty good. Boom, you sell, boom, you sell. And you buy there, you sell there. So that's the that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is that once you buy, you suffer a little bit of a move down when we are into a bullish trend. So here we were into a bullish trend. So you can suffer this and stay in it. You buy here, you get this move on paper, you suffer this on paper, and you catch the next swing because you are still in it. So you can do that. At some point you need to sell. If you are an investor that never sells, then that's a different story. On this channel we prefer to trade versus invest, because once you invest, if you invest in Tesla and then you don't trade it, when Tesla enters a downtrend that lasts for 2 years, your stock is going down for 2 years. So myself, I prefer to accumulate and not recuperate, because you need to recuperate. If you stay in Tesla while it is into a big downtrend like this, then it needs to go back to 400 before you just recover the paper loss. But some people say, oh no, it's not lost on when it's on paper. Okay, but the value is still gone. The value is still gone. Is the value going to go up? It's anybody's guess. So you are still making a guess. You are still making an assumption that it will go up. It will go back up. So that, just to be clear, this is still an assumption. Instead, you could have taken that money out and invested it in something else. But if you leave it in Tesla, it means that you are basically reinvesting in Tesla. So yeah, to each his own. To each their own. But what we try here is that we try to catch the upswings and leave the downswings, and leave at the beginning of the downswings, so that we at least keep the money we made on paper, but we convert it to cash, and then we keep it. And if his stock goes down, then our value does not go down, and we can always come back in again and buy again. So this is what we aim to do on this channel, and voila. So hello everybody. So we have new people, of course, because this is a public live. If it drops, so you think the 206 holes. Yeah. I don't predict per se. So, I don't know if we are going to bounce on a certain support. I will identify the supports, and if we bounce on the support, we will see it, and then we can act on it. We don't need to predict how things are going to react 1 week from now. We just need to look at the tug of war between the buyers and sellers, and if we see that the buyers are winning, then we join the buyers and we see where that takes us. And if it's the sellers that are winning, then we get out, or we can buy a put, and we see where we see or yeah, we see where the sellers are going to take us, how low they are going to take us. So right now, let's go to Tesla. So hello everybody, hello Thomas, hello Blake from Toronto. I'm going to Toronto soon. Let me look at your comments. What price? Okay. So I think we are going to answer those questions. Yes, I had taken some call options just prior to the event, the Cybertruck event. I took the strike price 265, which is this line right here. So there was a decent chance that it could reach that high. It's always, when we are choosing option strikes, we always need to take into consideration the supports and resistance lines, because it's really influencing the stock and where the stock can go easily. So I had a loss on those because Tesla did not go far. So I bought them as a lottery ticket. I sometimes do that before a big event, because sometimes when a stock launches, then we can make pretty money with options. Pretty money. So the options were are expiring next Friday, so Friday of this week, and I sold most of them the next day because I saw that the stock was not going anywhere after the Cybertruck event. So I sold I had bought 10 at $100 each, so I sold I think 8 or 9 of them. I just kept 1 or 2 just in case things were reverting. So I recuperated some of my investment, but I still suffered a loss. But that's okay. That's okay. This was a guess. It was a guess because I did not choose to trade after a move in the stock. If you trade when you have a break of resistance, that's not a guess anymore, because the movement has already started and you wait for the start of the movement in order to get in. So once you do that, it's no longer a guess. You see it move. It's a significant move. You see it move, you enter. Then what is the guess is how far will it go? Sometimes it goes super far, sometimes it does not go that far, but at least it goes. So that's the difference between a guess and a non-guess. A guess is when there's no sign in the stock that the buyers are going to win over the sellers. There's no sign. So before the Cybertruck event, there were no signs that things would be going higher. And they were, because, okay, when was this event? It was on Thursday right here. So this was the third Thursday candle. And the day before, on Wednesday, we had a sign that the sellers were still in power. Because on Wednesday, we tried to break this downward resistance right here. We tried to break it and broke it during the day, but then we were squished down. So the buyers pushed the stock down on Wednesday. So this was not faring well for Thursday, because we saw the tug of war being won by the sellers. So this was not boding well, but what could have happened is that Elon could have said, yes, indeed, the Cybertruck is going to be $39,000 for the rear wheel drive version. If he had said that, then the stock would have shot up, I think. So and this was maybe what we could have expected, or some other news that the Cybertruck can float on water or things like that, something that could have excited people to entice new buyers to come in. That's just the name of the game. The stock market is, you know, again, is a tug of war between buyers and sellers, and they go back and forth, and it's pretty, if you zoom out a little bit, the patterns that we see of that tug of war are pretty clear. If I can draw a line that touches all the tops where the sellers come in at a lower and lower price, if I can draw those lines and they pretty much fit with where the lows are and the highs are, then it means that the patterns are pretty clear, pretty clear. I don't need to be a meteorologist to decipher the cloud patterns. I just need a single line, a simple line to do that. So yeah, so on Wednesday, the sellers were starting to win. So this was not boding well for Tesla stock unless we had some major news at the Cybertruck event. And I don't think we got that. Well, I mean, the buyers did not think we got that. The buyers as a group did not think we got that. So they did not come in to push the sellers outside. The sellers remained in power. So, and since we did not get that super great news, the 39,000 pickup truck, that would have been great, or it floats on water, or it does something so amazing that nobody had thought of it, then maybe this could have changed the public's perception about Tesla as a company, and more buyers would have come in. So, okay, let's see where we are at right now. So Tesla is into two downtrends. Well, yeah. So we have been going down since November 2021. That's pretty clear. And we are still going down. And we have been going down faster since this one here, July of 2023. Just a little bit faster. The slope of this resistance is faster. And the slope is holding. As I said, Wednesday we had a test and it held. So right now we are in this undecisiveness in the stock. So at the same time as we are into this downtrend, we are into a small bullish uptrend, a small uptrend right here, a small uptrend. So this is the downtrend, this is the uptrend. So we are in the middle of all of that. Nobody knows what is going to happen. Nobody knows what is going to happen, but we know the numbers that we need to watch in order to understand what is happening. What is happening. So, yeah. So if we start breaking this one right here, this line right here, if we break this week, it means that the bullish trend that started at the end of October is over. Does not mean it's going to go down. It means that the bullishness is over. If it breaks 226.85, then it means that we are going lower. Because the tug of war between the buyers and sellers always has noise. This is the noise right here. There's noise. Between the lines we have noise. But when we have a break in those lines, then it becomes a signal. So right now we are in the noise part. So not much to do when we are in the noise part. So, but a sell. How can I put this? Let me. Yeah. So boom. If we start reaching below than 226.85, this is the sell zone. This is the sell zone. This is red. This is going down. And if we start breaking this downward resistance, it means that we are going to be outside of the second bearish trend. So So this is going to be good news. This is going to be good news. We could still be going sideways, but at least this is a little bit of a good news. If we start breaking, depending on when this happens, if we start breaking this one right here at 220, at 244, is it 244? If we start breaking 244 while outside of this, yeah, this is a little bit too far right here. If we start breaking 244 right here, it will have been outside of this. Then this is going to be a little bit of a buy signal right here until we reach this other one right here. So yeah, what can I say? We need to break those resistance lines, and we have so many. We have one right here, we have one a little bit higher. So the stock is going to have to do a lot of things in order to really launch for good. And yeah, there are so many things to say right here. 265 is going to be an important one also, 265. But then before talking about 265, we need to first break this one right here before talking about anything else. But if we go lower than 226.85, then it's possible, I don't know, it's possible that we come back down. And if we look at the bearish channel, it's possible that we go 170. It's possible, because this is what we do when we are into a downtrend, a bearish channel. We zigzag between the two. So if we zigzag, eventually 170, 150, it is possible. I don't know if it will go that low. It's the buyers that are going to tell us. It's the buyers that are going to tell us if they want to come in when they see the price go lower. We have some buyers that say, oh wow, I'm gonna get in, it's so cheap, Tesla is cheap, I'm gonna buy. So these people are helping the stock not to go too low. So are they going to show up? Nobody knows. But if we see a break of 226, this is not good news, and it will mean that there's a crowd of sellers that are pushing the stock down, and we don't have the buyers, the equilibrium by the buyers to prevent that from happening. If the buyers leave, then this is when stocks go down, and this is going to be a sell signal. Okay, so let me look at the comments a little bit before going to the before looking at the weekly chart. So let me so I've already talked about the options. What price target does Tesla need to hit this week with a clean break to be clear of the downtrend from when Elon sold? Okay, let's look at that. Well, I don't know exactly when he sold. If you can tell me when he sold. But what I would say is that this is the downward trend right here. And we have been into it since July, as I said. So we need to break, and that number is going to change every day, because every single day it does not happen. That resistance number is lower. So if we want to break it Monday, it's going to be 250. If we, at the end of the week, if we count 5 candles, it's going to be 248.59 approximately. So this is a decreasing resistance. So I cannot give you one number. It's this is a line, a decreasing line, so the numbers are going down. But what we need to check is this. We need to check this, we need to check this, we need to check this. If we break this, this is going sideways, this is going higher, this is going lower. These are the 3 lines that we need to check. And lucky for you, I check Tesla stock every single day. It's free. So you come in at 5 o'clock, I release my video at 5, and I'm looking at this. And We are also looking at some technical indicators to help us confirm the breaks that we see. If we have a break of resistance and we don't have stochastic, which is one of our indicators, if we don't have stochastic over 60, then we tend not to believe the upside break because it has not been confirmed by that stochastic. I'll sell my remaining shares between, okay, if it goes back up to 250. Well, okay, this is allowing me to talk about the philosophy. You know, if Tesla goes back to 250, then this is going to be good news. So, in my opinion, if I was in your position, I would not sell, because when stocks go high, I tend to let it go high and I don't sell. You see, I sell when it starts to hit a resistance and start to go down. So this is when personally I like to sell, because I've hit a local maximum. If it starts to go up and you sell, yes, you might recuperate a little bit, but on the other hand, why sell a winning horse? You know, why sell when the tug of war between the buyers and sellers is being won by the buyers? But how much you earn if you sell 10 option contracts? Okay, so this is the covered call. You know, if you sell, yeah, I'm not an option specialist, so I don't want to spend much time talking about options. I mostly buy and sell calls and puts because they are pretty much equivalent to buying a stock and selling short a stock, while putting a lot less money in. But if you sell your covered calls at 265, you know, I bought calls at 255 out of the money. But if you sell covered calls, if you sell calls at 265, if I had sold them, I would have made $100 per call I sold. So selling 10, I would have made $1,000, and I would have had to buy them back after expiry at 0. So I buy something at 0 and I sell it at 1,000. So I would have made $1,000 approximately. Hello, Tesla Terra. Okay, so Tesla Terra is talking about, yeah, I think 260 is pretty safe. I think 260 is pretty safe, yes. Because we already have one downward resistance that is holding, and we have another one that's just above before your 260. So I think it's safe, relatively safe. Okay, Blake, it's bulletproof, 0, able to tow more than it. Yeah, this is a great truck. This is a great truck. Yeah, I think that Tesla had, you know, they had the first, you know, they had the lowest price version announced at $39,000. So this would have been a home run. Right now it's at what, 60 or 50, counting the federal credits in the US. So it's still a great truck. I think they will sell all of them. And the impact in the stock, money-wise, profit-wise, and revenue-wise might not, well, it might take a year. But I was just thinking that if Elon had introduced the truck at 39,000 I think that just the aura of it alone, that aura, because the stock market is a lot psychological, huh? So people don't like Elon and they will not invest in Tesla stock because they hate that he bought X. So the stock market is very psychological, and if he had released the base version of the truck at 39K, I think it would have sent ripples everywhere. And even though the stock would not have had any financial impact before the next year, that alone, that 39,000K alone could have had such a buzz, articles written everywhere. It would have created a buzz, and that buzz, I think, would have been enough to maybe reach back to $300. And buying my calls at 265, I would have been in the money at 313. So yeah, that was my thinking. How can the other Mag 7 be so bullish and we're starting? Yes. Yeah, you're so right. Tesla stock is a very special stock. Elon is a very special guy. So people, I don't know what to say, except that buyers and sellers, the buyers are not showing up. The buyers are not showing up. That's it. In cash right now, I'm in cash too. When frustrated, buy more. Well, when it's in it, when a stock is in a downtrend, don't buy more. Wait until it comes out of the downtrend, at least. Yeah. Well, it's not my Apple camera. It's in Hubspot. It's a mechanical one. Yeah. And the Apple stuff is this. Oh, it's not working. I should have balloons and all of that crap. Okay. Would you buy a cover for out of? Well, I don't buy covered calls that much. I don't buy them. Okay, so let's go to the weekly chart of Tesla to understand a little bit more how things. Where are the patterns on the weekly chart? Let me just adjust a few lines right here, and then we are going to look at the VIX, the other EV stocks, Palantir, Nvidia, Indices, gold, silver, and all of that. So yeah, this is the weekly chart of Tesla. So it's interesting to see that stochastic is under 60. So that's not good. And yes, it's very clear right here. I think it's clearer sometimes on the weekly chart what is happening. You see those wicks right here. These are the sellers coming and pushing the stock down. So they might be short sellers. They might be people just being fed up with Elon. But we see that we have sellers right here. Sellers. And indeed, we did not break this downward resistance. So yeah, I think it's a little bit more clear right here. And as I said, if we start breaking, it's 226 on the daily chart, but on this on the daily chart, on the weekly chart, 204.47 is really important. Because we could be zigzagging right here, but once we are going to break 204, then if we break 204, then this is going to be a little bit of a catastrophe, and we could go down to 163. So 204 is very important. It held recently. It held October. So we had buyers here at 204 that came back into the stock. But now they are being exhausted because we cannot go higher than this downward resistance right here. So these lines, the red lines show where the sellers are. The green line shows where the buyers are. And the sellers are right here preventing the stock to go higher. And the buyers were at 204.47. They were right here. And this is why this is what allows me to say that if we come back to this price here and go lower, then this will mean that those buyers that were not here at 204 are now gone, and that will be not good. It will be not good. Yeah, well, I am interpreting them, you know, those wicks right here are as sellers coming in. Sellers pushing the stock down. See? Wicks at the top, wicks. Okay, here not too much. Wicks, 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 wicks. Each time we have wicks above the body, it's not the best, because it shows the sellers coming in. The sellers are coming in. And conversely, at the bottom, close to the support, look at this long wick here. Boom. So this is buyer, and when you have a green body, this is buyer also. So, you know, you had 3/4 of the move by buyers. Here you have 2/3 of the move by sellers. 2/3. Here it's buyer led. So if you basically add the wick at the top, which is a seller wick, and the redness of the body, this is seller. And if you add the wick at the bottom, which is the buyer, and the greenness of the body, then this is the buyer strength. Yes, the wicks are price rejections. Yeah, these are reversals, basically. A wick is a reversal. The price goes in one way and then it comes back down. So if we go inside a smaller time frame, we are going to see the move. It's basically a reversal. So yeah, we are into a downtrend. Weekly chart, and on the daily chart, we are undecided, and we know the lines that we need to look at for next week to see a change in pattern, because we are in a cul-de-sac. I'm so happy. I like this word so much, because this is a French expression, and the cul-de-sac means the ass of the bag, the bag's ass. It literally means the ass of the bag. So the ass of the bag is closed. So you are stuck. So we have reached a cul-de-sac. This is how we pronounce it in French. Cul-de-sac, which means that we are going to get stuck here. So very soon we are going to see what is going to happen. Which lines are we going to break? So it could be happening this week or next week. Okay, let's look at the VIX and our other stocks. Okay, so when the VIX is going up, the stock market is going down, and vice versa. So the VIX has been into a downtrend for a long time. So the stock market has had a nice run. Well, I'm not talking about Tesla necessarily, but nice run. And now the VIX is coming lower and lower. So the trend is really going down. So the stock market should be going up. Boom. And if we look at the US dollar, the government bonds. The government bonds, we had some support at 4.33%. We broke that last week. We lost Candlestick over 60. So the bonds are caving in. This is going to help the stock market also. So it's sad, but Tesla is really not benefiting from all of these bigger trend moves. So, but downtrend for government bonds. US dollar, downtrend also. You know, we had support right here at 104.875. We went through that. So it's just too bad that Tesla is not benefiting from the rest. So let me just adjust the lines right here, the color. So US dollar could be going down to 100. USDX could be going down to 100. If we take a look at Rivian, so Rivian is basically going sideways. There's not much impulse up. I am also looking at stochastic over 60. When stochastic becomes over 60, this is an impulse. Any move, well, every move in the stock market, any sustained move needs to have stochastic over 60. So if you don't have stochastic over 60 and you have a move up in your stock, don't believe it. So this one right here did not have stochastic over 60, came back down. This one had it, didn't work. But basically that's the rule. If you want to have a move, a believable move, you need to have stochastic move up with it. But here we are quite below 60. We had a little bit of a move up last week, but you see, this is not breaking the downtrend pattern. We could be moving up to here and then still caving in. So so Rivian weekly wise is still not bullish. Xpeng is going sideways. There's no bullish move on the stochastic. This one is maintaining itself above 1552. And also this is an important number, 1312. This is also an important number. And we are still above these two numbers. A stock does not need stochastic over 60 in order to stay where it is. It does not need it. But if it wants to move up, we need to have stochastic with it. So this one is an example. Stochastic is below 60, but it's still maintaining itself. So Xpeng is not moving until it starts breaking $20, because we are into a congestion zone right here. So it's supposed to zigzag, and this is what it has been doing since September. NIO, look at this, downtrend. Each time we are hitting the resistance lines, it goes lower. See? So until it breaks them, nothing to see here. So weekly wise, it's going down. So let it go down. And when it is going to break this and consolidate, and then we can think about looking at where it is going to start going up. So we are not going to go into NIO soon. VinFast, we had a big move down. Now we are seeing a little bit of a move up right here. So on the weekly chart, this is insignificant. So on the weekly chart, in terms of the bigger, longer term moves, bigger, longer term patterns, there's not much bullish impulse here. If I switch on the daily, okay, this is a little bit better. So this is, we can see, we could see that, it first broke this high right here that it did on November 8th. It did a high and then broke it. So then we can start talking about buying signals when we are breaking a horizontal resistance. So we can start talking about this one. So and we have stochastic over 60 right here. So we can consider this a buy signal. I don't look at this one every single day like I do with the others. I had fun looking at it come down, but you can consider it a buy signal right here after it broke 733, and now it's coming back down. And yeah, if we are looking at the wicks at the bottom here, so we see the buyers pushing it back up a little bit. So there are some buyers are already coming in right here higher than 733. So this is good news. I would like to see a green candle that would go a little bit higher than this one right here to start considering it a bounce. But this is not too bad right here. So, you know, if you want to, if you want to try something, you can try this. You can try this because it stopped going down and it's no longer going sideways. It's going higher than sideways. So, and stochastic is over 60. So this is our definition of a buy signal. Yeah, I would do a stop loss a little bit below 733. Just in case it comes back down here. But yeah, if you want to try something, I'm gonna put a note for myself to maybe get in on Monday, depending on what's happening on Monday morning. So this one I don't have anything here. Okay, let's look at Apple. Weekly chart for Apple. Well, yeah, Apple is into a bullish trend. So Apple is going higher. You know, see, the buyers are on average pushing the stock up. You know, we tested it here for 2 weeks. It's the, you know, look at how perfectly it followed this line. Well, okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't say anything. But, well, these two lines are on the same slope. And this aligns with this one right here. So right now we have a little bit of a, you know, we have a little bit of a pause here. So it's not impossible that we come back down. So yeah. So if you buy right here, this is a little bit far from the bottom, from the support. So you could suffer a move down. Or you can wait for another bounce on support in order to buy back closer to support. But stochastic is over 60 on the weekly chart, so the bullish trend is good on this Apple thing. ARM is into a bull trend, so ARM is going higher and higher. The buyers are winning. This is the current. The current is going higher. Right now it's pausing a little bit. And that pause has started when we came close to this resistance right here. So the best case scenario would be that we would be pausing until we reach the support side of the bullish channel. And then we have a break at 64.89, and then we can get back in to catch the swing up to 75 approximately. So that would be my wish. I don't know if it's going to happen. We don't, yeah, of course we never get what we wish for, but at least it's good to have a wish, of where we want to see things go. So Palantir 2045 is very important. Look at how important it was in the past. In 2021, we had buyers coming in at 2045 and then they were gone. So this is why I say that when we have a break of support, an important support, you know, this one lasted a long time, this support. When we have a break in support, then it all falls through. You know, it just falls. Well, it can fall. And now it's coming back up, but 2045 has not been successful yet. We came close here and came back down. We came and succeeded November 20th. Succeeded for one day and then it came back down, but it did not come too much down. Right away it started to go back up, so this is what allowed us to do this bullish trend. And once we have a break of 2045, this is going to be another buy signal right here. So this one we are waiting for this. Nvidia, no, Nvidia, I don't have. Yeah, this is going sideways. This is going sideways until it breaks 503. I would not believe it too much. Yes, because in this case, if it goes back to 406 and wants to bounce on it, then you can buy it and catch a little bit of a swing up to 503, because the congestion zone is big enough to you can make money between 406 and 500. It's $100 per share. You can make money because the congestion zone is so big. But when we have a very small congestion zone that's going sideways, then there's not much money to be made. Like in a Palantir, right here, $9, and this is $6. Okay, you can say, well, it's 50%. Okay, sorry, it's 50%. It's a couple of bucks per share. But it's 50%. But my point is that we don't have buy signals. It's rare to have a buy signal within a congestion zone, because in order to get a buy signal, we need to break a downward resistance. We need to break a congestion zone. So a congestion zone is already a congestion zone. So sometimes we don't have enough resolution to get a congestion zone within a congestion zone. I don't know if I'm being clear. I'm gonna leave it at that. So 2045 for Palantir, and this one right here, well, until it breaks 503, it's just little swings that you can play. And if we look at the indices, so pretty brown eyes. Yeah, look at let me switch at the weekly chart. So the indices, this is the Dow Jones Industrial. It's going to reach 36,641 soon. This was a high point in December of 2021. If we break it, then we can assume that this is going to continue. This is, if we look at the S&P 500, it's not the top, but 44.49 for SPX has been broken, so that's significant. So the indices are breaking previous resistance. Nasdaq also. It's just Tesla that well, it's not just Tesla, but Tesla is not doing as well as it as the indices. Let me adjust my lines a bit. And let's look at gold. Gold is going higher and higher. And gold, we have a triple top basically at 1579. Triple top, 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 and we would reach, cave, reach, we cave in, reach, cross. That's different. So this is a buy signal on the weekly chart. Silver, not yet. Wait for 885. 885. Look at this. 885 cannot break it. 885 broke it a couple of days. Came back down. Try to break it, cannot break it. And here we are going to test it again. Nobody knows if it's going to break this or not. But if it breaks, that's a buy. It was a buy here. It was a buy, but it did not last long. So when you have a break of resistance, you can wait for 2 candles just to be a little bit more sure. But here, 4 candles above and then caved in, came back up, caved in. So this is why we always need to have a stop loss not too far. So this one is not easy because it breaks, it came back down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then when it does that, with a few candles, then I kind of get tired of that, and I tend to encompass the uncertainty out. So, you know, instead of using 885, I'm going to use 905. And see, this 905 was not reached. So this is what I call a double resistance. Sometimes it uses a resistance that's a little bit further, and this is what I tend to use afterwards, not to get sidetracked like this, up and down, up and down. Death by 1,000 cuts. And let's look at the few remaining, well, Bitcoin going higher and higher. We are in a bullish trend. Bullish. Ripple is more a staircase, huh? It's going sideways. Took a step, still sideways. So maybe it's going to take a step eventually. We have some wicks at the bottom right here, so we have some people pushing it back up. So that's the good news. But there's no stochastic over 60 yet, so you know it's not super convincing. So that will be it. I'm also looking at Nouveau Monde graphite. This is a mine in Quebec. You know, this one is going sideways. Stochastic is very close to 60. Once it is going to break 2.9, then we are going to get a buy signal right there. Let me just do this. Okay. This changes the picture a little bit. I had not adjusted this, so yeah. If we break 2.9, that's fine, but be prepared to sell at 350, because this is the line we need to break to get outside of this downward trend. So yeah, this is a bit clearer on the weekly chart. So this is what I'm talking about. If we break 2.9, there's another resistance at 310. Once we break 310, then there's 350. So let me go through the comments, and I will call it I will call this a live. I don't see Tesla breaking major resistance before rates start coming down. Or January, when the 7,500 credit is applied to the sale price. Okay, so I was not aware of that. So the 7,500 tax credit is applied on the income tax, on the tax return, and this is starting in January. So this is okay. So yeah, this might be providing a nice impulse for a Tesla. So you see, Tesla, yeah, if we start breaking our downward channels right here, then we are good for 313. So, you know, once we break, 265-ish, then we are good for 313. Then we could cave in at 313. It's possible. Cave in and blah, blah, blah. But if we break 313, then this is going to be an indication to us that we could be coming back to 414. And January, you know, the first quarter of the year is usually not very good. So maybe the really good numbers are going to start coming in at the second quarter. So we might be watching Tesla basically go sideways or even down until then. So great. So thank you very much, guys, for attending this with me. I do a video, well, a shorter video than this live. I do a video every single weekday where I go through all the list, well, some of the stocks that you see here, from Tesla down to Ripple and Nouveau Monde. So I go through all of them, and we are adjusting our lines, and we are identifying where are the buy signals. And then that's it. My job is not to tell you when to buy per se. My job is to tell you when I see a buy signal, with the criteria that we are using on this channel: stochastic over 60, break of downward resistance like this, a diagonal one, then break of horizontal resistance. So my job is to show you this. Okay, well, here we have a signal. You can take it, you don't have to take it. You can buy 1 share, you can buy 0 share, you can buy 500 shares, depending on how you want to play this. So yeah, this is what we are doing. And if you want to become a member, you can have those lines you can get access to my drawings, to my lines. So if you subscribe to the TradingView link on YouTube as a member, it costs something, 20 something bucks, 29, 25. Then I have this thing right here, sharing. So I share, I share basically, I think it shares the whole watch list. So you actually get those lines in your TradingView yourself. And I also have a TradingView affiliate link that you can click there. Click in the description of my videos so that you can subscribe to TradingView. Yes, I get a few things. I get some tokens, and I sometimes get a little bit of money. But yeah, if you want to get these lines where I update them pretty much every single day, as I watch them, I adjust them, so you get that, and you can take a copy of those lines in your TradingView. So that might be useful to you. So have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you for attending, and I'm going to tell you, well, we are going to talk tomorrow because I'm going to do a video tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine. Goodbye.